Well, the theme this year is big data, big ideas, which we think totally aligns with the weather company if you've been paying attention to what's going on. And so ultimately we're a data business and we tell stories on top of all the data. The meteorologists and their knowledge of science are helping consumers all the time and viewers all the time know how to prepare for the weather. With climate change and all that's going on today, two sides to this. One is the consumer side and making sure that they're aware that they're taking the right precautions when storms hit. I think we saw that in Nemo. It was a big idea by one of our meteorologists to actually think to name storms in this social media world that we live in. And so the names that we've been going through, and Q just hit New York this past weekend, but that's a big idea. I mean, really bringing a way for people to know that storms are coming, paying attention to it. And David Kenny, our CEO, will be telling the story from a consumer perspective. And there's also stories around climate change. People want to know what's going on, and we want to focus on the science and the understanding of what is actually happening with the climate. So that's one part of what we'll be talking about tomorrow. And then the section that I'll be focused on is how we're helping marketers leverage the data that we have with weather and really connect the enterprise side of their business with marketing. If you think about it at a SKU level, there's really the ability to basically prepare for winter or cold and flu season in the summer, and we're really helping marketers connect that weather understanding with their business. Our professional services groups already do that. We sell data and forecast information to the airlines. For example, I was on American on Friday. We had a lot of bad weather in the Midwest on Friday, and American Airlines clearly pointed out that it was the Weather Channel that was the forecast that they were looking at before we took off from LaGuardia. So we want to make the marketers more aware of that, and we're really building a conditional marketing platform. So rain, snow, wind, whatever it might be, helping them tie their marketing to the weather. It was very important for us to participate in the new fronts. First of all, I think people forget we're the most fully distributed cable network in the country. Every market essentially has us, and so video is a big part of our business when it comes to cable. We've been investing in long-form programming. Obviously, we're a 4-screen company, so number 2 on tablet to iBooks. We just hit 100 million downloads of our mobile application, and so for us to tell a story in video across 4 screens probably isn't as acknowledged in the marketplace as it should be. I think ESPN gets a lot of credit for that, as they should, but in a lot of ways we're bigger, and so we made it a real focus to participate in that this year, and hopefully we'll come out swinging with our story and where we're going. So we'll leave it for that event to share with you some of the great thinking that we have. Neil Katz just moved over to our organization from Huffington Post, and we had our national sales conference last week in New York. I don't want to jump the team on this, but you'll see a lot of new video series coming from Neil's team on the web in very short order, which we'll talk about at the New Front this year. So that's a big part of it. Like, how can we do more original programming around the science of the weather? And Neil's a star at this stuff, so that's going to be a big part of it. And really connecting brands to the weather from a storytelling perspective. The other side of this for us has been just video in general. So if you go to weather.com, we're essentially a local site. Most people come in through a zip code, and we're running video around the local forecast on demand all of the time. So from a monetization perspective, there's basically 2 sides to this. One is new programming, original programming. The other side of it is your local forecast on the web, and people coming in through a zip code perspective. And so I don't even know, it's like 5x in terms of our video streams this year versus last year. It's been a big push for us, both from that local news side of the weather into the original programming side of it.
So listen, learn, speak, provoke, but most of all, just drink it in and enjoy.